Hello everybody, today we'll be solving word frequency. Here we are going to implement a method to find the number of occurrences of any given word in a book. A word is represented as a string and a book is represented as an array, a list of strings. We're going to optimize the method to be called multiple times. Here's our first example. Input, the dog jumped in the dog house, and we're going to try to find the number of times we see dog. Here's the output, we see 2. So that's our happy case, and in the happy case, we see that there are items inside our book and words to search for. And so what if we have an edge case? Edge case is that suppose we don't find anything. What do we do, right? Suppose the input has an empty string. There's nothing in the book. Now, well, we're going to look for dog and we're not going to find anything. So what should we output? We're going to output 0. Should we do that? I think so. That's a good idea. We should do that. We should output 0 because we didn't find a dog. Now, should we maybe take a look at a couple items? And there are items in here. How about empty strings? Should we count empty strings as strings? Well, I mean, they are of the same string value, so I guess the output is 1. Are there any other edge cases that we have not accounted for? Well, no. I think that should be all. And with that, I think we could go for our match now. So we're going to match an algorithm and a data structure for this. So we have our data structure. We're going to go through every single item in the array to find the frequency of the word. So we're going to do a loop. With that, here we are. I think we can plan this out now. So we're going to loop through each word and check if it is the same as the search word. Okay, so if same increments the count or frequency, let's call it frequency, then return frequency. Okay, I think that is all. Well, with that, I think we should start implementing them. And we're going to define our function. So the simple way is called word frequency. And we're going to have search book to make this very clear that we're searching a book. And this book is going to be an array of strings. And we're going to do a search word. And this search word is going to be our string. So then we're going to return an int. So what we're going to do here is find out if this will work for us. I think this is very descriptive. And we know, like, absolutely for certain what we're doing here. We're searching a book for the search word. And we're going to get the frequency. And maybe we should do get frequency. Great, I think that will work. So we're going to run get frequency then. So here we go. Let's get a count or a frequency or seen times word frequency maybe. I think that's a good one. That's a good word. Word frequency, let's set it at 0. So for every word in a search book, we're going to see if the word is equal to the search word. If it is, then we will increment our frequency, which is here. So plus equals 1. With that, we are done. Basically, with that, and we can return word frequency. Yeah, that's all. So let's run our function against our edge cases as our review. Also our happy cases as well. So get frequency. And we're going to have our search book. So we have our array. And we have our dog. So perfect. So we could create a boilerplate of code for testing. And that would be pretty cool. But in the interest of time, I think that would be maybe too much, or we can try it. I think we should try it. So here's the empty. And lastly, we should have an empty array and a empty string. So we should expect this to return 2, this to return 0, and this to return 1. I do think that the test function will be good. We should do that. So here, let's get this done first, and I will get back to you with the test function. Okay, here we go. Let's run it. And we're doing some update of some sort. Let me pause the video and I'll come back to you. Okay, and we're back. So exactly, we saw the particular frequency that we expected. Now, let's try some test-driven development. Give me a moment to get some boilerplate code. Okay, so we have some boilerplate code now, and we're going to insert it into our test. So let's see how we do this. Let's move this all the way to the back. Test for print. Perfect. Okay, so what we have to do, instead of running these functions here, what we're going to do is test.append our first item, this right here, our input should be equal to our output. So and our output is 2. Let's test this first one. Something's not right here. So what am I doing wrong? I think this is supposed to be an array or a dictionary. Yes, it's supposed to be a dictionary. Okay, how's that? Let's run the first test. Okay, we passed the first test. Now, let's pass the second test. So, I mean, once we have the boilerplate, it gets pretty easy to do. So, whoops. So now we have the inputs and the output. I think what we should do is separate it into 2 separate lines, like so. And now we have the inputs and outputs. So we're gonna run it again. Now we're gonna get the frequency of 0 items. And look for dog. We're gonna get it 0 times. And lastly, we're gonna have our last case where we find empty strings. And I did it again, but that's okay. It happens a lot. So we have an empty string, and we should have an output of 1. Now we should have passed all 3 tests. Great. So now we can get to the point where we have our evaluation, and let's finish off this code. I think it would be pretty cool to have this boilerplate code ready for your interview, just to test your code. It's nice. So if the interviewer will allow that. So here we go. Let's go for the end of our this coding video, which is how long did this take? This took O of n time for the loop for each word, and it took a space of 1 for a word frequency, which is 1 variable. And that's the end of our video. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you want more videos, check the link in the description below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.